Well. We are now going to spice up the Windows terminal. We're going to show the people out there that Windows is kind of customizable. We can do a little bit stuff with it. Not as much as, FreeBSD, Haiku, Linux and stuff like that. But we can still make it our own to some extent. There's just a few things we can't mess with. So in this case, we are going to make the good old PowerShell. If we go in here and we do PowerShell here. Windows PowerShell. We're going to make that beautiful. We're going to make it great. We're going to make it look more fancy so we can take screenshots of it, put it onto whatever Reddit, Windows porn or whatever it's called nowadays, and show it off for everyone, because we like to take pretty pictures of stuff that is basically something that nobody cares about. But if you are one of those few people that care about things looking spicy and fancy, we can customize the power. And it's actually not that difficult. It's a little bit tricky, but not difficult. It's actually almost as easy as under Linux with the ZSH, which I'm using under Linux, where you do Oh My ZSH. So you can also use that under Mac OS. It's almost as simple, and you need this site here. I will have a link to this down below. Basically just Oh My Posh, and you can use that for Mac OS. You can even also use it under Linux. And you basically just follow the steps here. So I will go with you a little bit here with the steps. So you can get it from Microsoft Store. We are nerds. We're doing it via the command line. You can just copy this one. So, yeah, you can just copy this one here. I just got totally confused for some weird reason. And if the antivirus is acting up, you can do that. When you've done this, and this should, in my case, it didn't. I'm using a virtual machine with Windows Defender. It's not acting up whatsoever. If you're using any other third-party antivirus, it may, act up a little bit, and you just do what this says down here. But I did this, as you guys can see, guys and girls can see here, boink. Then we need to install a font. And I've opened that site up here. And then you basically just do this my posh font space install, but you need to be administrator. So if you click here, you can see here, if you hover over Windows PowerShell here, it actually says to you, if you hold down Control and click on this one here, or this one down here, you will open it in administrator. So we just use PowerShell. Open it as administrator. We're getting a new one up here. You can see, is it the same theme? Yeah, kinda is. But we want to install fonts. I already installed actually installed the Ubuntu fonts, but I'm also installed another one. But let's just copy that one up here and then right mouse click, press enter, and now you can just choose a font that you want to install. And I already installed 2 fonts, and you basically just click enter, and the font will come up and it's installed. It will actually do some small little animations for you and then say, oh, it's done. But we have already done that. Then you go in here to the configuration. You can do it via the JSON file. So if I go in here and I hold down Control-Shift-, you see this is my JSON file. And if you go down here to Profile, and you can see this is the font that I'm using. If you don't like doing that, okay? If you want it a little bit more convenient, just click on this little downward arrow up there. I don't know why the fuck I did this. And click settings. Can we make it a little bit bigger here? There you go. Profiles, just go into default, appearance. And here where it says font interface, you just choose the font you want. And you can see here I have the font. Also, if the font you install is not showing up, show all fonts. However, if it's not showing up without this on, when this is not ticked, when this is not ticked, that's what I want to say. Stupid fucking words. That means that it's probably not compatible with our terminal emulation font. And then you can, of course, change the side here. It was a little bit too big for my liking, so that's the standard. And then if you go in here and you can actually go in here and you can select it individually. But if you just choose the default, I think they're all set to just use the default by default. Hey, so you can just do it up here. I just, for the matter of fact, just did it manually in here in all of them, just for funsies. But yeah, you can do it in there. That's a little bit more of the GUI way, or you can do it, go nuts in a terminal and use, your editor and stuff like that. So that's fonts. Then you have to configure your terminal/editor to use the installed fonts. Well, that's what we just did either in the JSON file or in the settings menu. Then we want to configure your shell to use Oh My Posh here. So these steps here, I got some errors because it was a little bit crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. So I actually did it in a couple of ways. And this here, let's see if I can put it up here so you guys can see it a little bit better. This is how I did it where it actually worked. So I did this one here in the terminal here. Then I did this one here, basically create a new profile for my terminal. Then I opened up Notepad. And then I pushed this one in here. So if I go up here and I go Notepad profile, you can see here, this one here I will explain later on. But I added this one here, saved it of course, close it, and then I did $, and profile in big letters, capital letters. That would basically just restart your terminal. It's like restarting Bash under Linux. So we can actually go in and do it here. So if I have it here. It's just restarting the profile. So we are done with that. Optional, configure the theme or custom prompt configuration. So this is where you do it in here. And again, where do you do that? You do that, as you guys and girls saw, in this one here. And it is a little bit hard to see, so I'll make it a little bit bigger for you here. There you go. This down here is basically, it's taking the theme down from GitHub and installing it into my JSON file. So where do you get the themes? Well, there's a little bit more of syntax and explanation here, but where do you get the themes? There is something here called themes. I have that open over here. And there's a lot of themes. So if we go up here and we can say, let's find one I actually really want, because I don't really like that. I like simple. So yeah, what I would be doing here is that Microsoft PowerShell _ profile that you are making under the setup, this one here. You know, in that file where you did this, Oh My Posh, blah, 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 blah. So if you open it again. Fuck. You know, in here. Just change the name in here. This name here. To the name of the theme. So again, if you want to do, let's say, cinnamon. We should be able to just go in here and do cinnamon. Cinnamon. Save it. Do .profile. And now we have a new one. And let's say we want one _ shell. We go in here. We do one _ shell. Save it. .profile to reload. Now it looks looking like that. So that's what I would be doing. A little bit of me not apparently understanding the instructions. It's that simple, and you can go nuts. You can get color themes. You can. This is just a simple way of basically customizing PowerShell. It's looking really cool, but I kind of like the. I kind of like this one here, to be honest. There you go. Well, not so much, but I need to find a theme now. There are so many ways you can customize this, and you can go nuts with it. You can even do your own theme if you want to. I know Christian Lamba from the old, he was called The Digital Life back in the day, has made his own theme that you can download and install onto both PowerShell and Virtual Studio Code, I think. So yeah, go nuts. Experiment. Now you can say to all your pesky Linux friends that like, oh, Windows cannot be customized. Say, well, we can actually make the terminal as fancy as your terminal. Like, I think I have WinFets installed. Yeah, you can get this to run under, like, Windows is, yeah, it's limited. It's not as customizable as other systems are, but you can still do a lot of amazing stuff to make it unique to you. So why not go do it if you are inclined to do those kind of things? See you all later. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.